why I personally love the rental game, and I feel like every agent should at least do some rentals because, like you said, the market isn't so great for realtors right now. Rentals are just amazing because everyone has to rent no matter what situation we're in here in the economy.
Hey, Charlie. So you joined my program about 3 months ago, and you are a brand new realtor, and you were kind of struggling before. So I just wanted to get your first 3 months. How did you do? How did you do last month? Can you just let me know, after joining Retro Rentals, how's your progress been?
Yeah. So I mean, I'll tell you a little bit before I joined Richard Rentals, right? I was struggling a lot with the leasing game. I was trying out rentals, but I kept getting burnt out. I didn't know how to get more leads. I didn't know how to talk to certain leads, scripts, and how to manage them because, like a lot of people message you and you lose track, right? So I joined Richard Rentals. It was more like 4 months ago, right? And right after that, I started scheduling everything. Right. So I started scheduling thing. I started taking care of my clients. I knew what to say when they would call me, what rebuttals they'll give me. I knew what to say after that too. And it changed the game really on month 4. I'll say I had the craziest month I've ever had in real estate. We just ran the numbers. It was around like 43 to $45,000. I got a buyer, I got a listing, and 17 rentals in one
Whoa,
month.
that's insane. So that would be 19 deals total. And this is all from Facebook Marketplace, like using, my strategy of basically getting the listings and getting permission and then kind of advertising them and then just
Yeah.
working with the tenants. And which is crazy because you got technically two purchases, just from renters, which is what I tell everybody all the time.
Yeah.
So off the renters, then 17 renters. And I know we were talking a little before. What was your average, on the rental deals, the commission?
So within my city, the price point's a little lower, but my average check was around $1,300. Okay.
Thir 1,300. So times 17, that's about, like, if I'm doing the math correct, 24,000 or so, I think.
Yes.
That's incredible. Just off of rentals in 30 days, under contract. And then the buyer you got, what was the commission on the buyer you got?
The buyer commission was around 11,500.
Wow. Wow. And how did you get that buyer from the renters?
Yeah. So she initially reached out to one of my rental listings and she liked the house and everything. We toured the house, and I get to talk to them just like what you show in the program. And next thing you know, I was like, hey, with all the money you have in your bank, you could just buy it. There's programs that can help you buy houses. And they didn't know that because no realtor ever explained it to them. And next thing you know, we got them pre-qualified under contract and we're set to close in the next week or two.
That's incredible. So that basically brings you up to, like, low 30,000s. And then you
Yeah.
said you got a listing
Yeah.
on top of that. So
Mhm.
how much was the commission for the listing?
For the listing, we are charging 5%, 2.5% on a listing and 2.5% on the buyer. So that's another 2.5% on a $500,000 listing that I was able to get off
If you
Facebook too.
if you just get one side. If you get both sides,
Yeah,
you'll probably do over 50,000.
correct.
Wow. So that brings you right up to around 40 something $1,000 in
Yes.
30 days. And how long ago did you start real estate again?
I started real estate not even a year ago. I would say I'm about to reach month 9 or 10.
Wow, Jesus.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
making almost $50,000 in a month now, and you're a brand new agent. How
Yes.
does that feel?
It feels somewhat unreal, but it is a grind. It is very, very, very hard work. So part of it's kind of like, all right, it's just it's paying off now, right?
It didn't take you that long to get up to that.
Mhm.
Because me personally, when I was creating this strategy, before I really mastered it and was able to teach it, years down the road,
Yeah.
I was only doing in my first, like, month, or first couple months. I was by month 4, I think I was only doing like 2 or 3 rental deals, literally. Like, that's it. I was just doing like a few rental deals. I was getting a buyer here and there, but I was not making anything close to, what I'm doing today and what you're doing today, just
Yeah.
after a few short months. So I'm, like, super happy. Well, so what did you do? You just, like, basically went through the program and just copied exactly what I teach?
Yeah, exactly. Because, like said, I've been doing real estate for around like 9 to 10 months, and I was in the same position. I was closing maybe 2, 3 rentals a month, and I was like, I live in Miami. You can't do this in Miami, right? You can't live with like that in Miami. So, joined your course 4 months ago, right? And I literally just copied the exact strategy, literally step by step. And next thing you know, business just blows up. And I'm like, okay. And I knew in the back of my head before I even got your course, I was just like, I need to learn from a mentor. I need to learn from an expert, someone that already did it, which was, you as a no-brainer. Paid you, and then next thing you know, it's just all working out.
That is super awesome to hear that. I mean, like you said before, it is hard work, like
Mhm.
each individual deal and like the strategy itself is simple. I mean, you would agree on that, right?
Yes, 100%.
But it's just when you start trying to like, do a massive amount of volume, like, to make
Exactly.
40 grand in a month, it's not, nobody says it's supposed to be easy, but each deal is easy. Just doing a lot of them because you did 19 deals, 17 rentals and two purchases in 1 month off of just working with renters. And that takes some time. So, I mean, to do that, how many hours do you think, you worked, let's say a week, to get that kind of volume done?
Okay, so I think we talked about this earlier. I'm a younger guy, so I'm able to push through it, but I was working around like 70 to 85 hours a week. I wasn't exactly timing my hours, but from the second I wake up, to the second I fall asleep on my phone, on the computer, either doing showings or taking phone calls with people. So it was just pushing it every day, seven
Yeah.
days a week.
So that's it's about like, I don't know, you probably did like 8 to 10 hours a day or something, I
Yes.
mean, 8 hours is like a normal work day. You probably did a little bit more,
Yeah.
but to get those kind of results, to be making, five figures, like pretty high five figures, really realistically, to be making that much money, after just a few months, like that is pretty inspiring, man. That
Yeah.
is like really inspiring. And it just makes me feel good that, if you just apply yourself, you put in the time, you put in the effort, and just literally copy exactly what I'm doing, it doesn't have to take you years to get up to that status. You can do it right away, just like you did.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And like I said, 8 to 10 hours, it really doesn't feel bad. It's like almost like working a normal 9 to 5 job. So it's all perfect. It all works out.
Yeah. And you kind of get to make your own schedule. Like, I mean, you're your own boss. Nobody's telling you what to do. So, I mean, do you like
Exactly.
that aspect of it?
Yeah, yeah, I love it. I love it. Sometimes sometimes I don't wake up exactly at 6 a.m. Sometimes I wake up at 9, 10, and nothing's gonna happen. No one's yelling at me on the phone. No one's saying, hey, get to work. So it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I'm just curious. So let's just say, hypothetically, you didn't want to work, 8, 10 hours a day and you wanted to work for that, like 4 or 5 hours. Do you think you can do maybe around half the deals, maybe like, 8 rentals in a month, maybe get a purchase? Do you think that's like reasonable?
If I were to work less hours, I think so, yes. Right. The reason why I was able to close X amount of deals last month was because I was just, dialing, I was hitting up the phones. But if I were to work half the hours, I think 100% I'll still be able to get a buyer. I would still be able to get possibly a listing and, close around 5 to 8 deals, rental
Right.
deals, which is still a good amount of money. You're still making more than the average.
Yeah, you're still gonna make around 10 grand or so, just working half the effort that you were doing, but you wanted more,
Yeah,
so you worked harder and you got more, which is the coolest part
100%.
that,
Yeah.
like you figured out too, that you can basically make as much money as you want. Like if you do put in the hours every single day, you will make a lot of money. Like it just works naturally. And watch this too, because you're only a few months in, as your momentum keeps building, like that's how I had $100,000 months, where I made, I think my best month ever was around $132,000 in a month. That will happen to you as long as you just like literally keep going at this pace. And I know it gets kind of tough,
Yeah.
putting in a lot of work every day, but if you want to make, 6 figures in a month, the momentum that you'll get, from keeping in contact with the renters, keeping up with the leads, doing the showings, putting the offers in, closing the deals, like all of that, you're going to start getting more referrals. You're going to get a better flow of what you're doing. So you're going to become more efficient, and eventually you're going to get up to that point of making even more than, the 45,000 you already made.
No, yeah, 100%. And I know that 100% because I've watched your videos and I've seen that you've done the 100K months. So I look at the 45K month, I'm like, I'm not stopping. It's just keep pushing the hours and keep going from there, really.
Dude, that's incredible. I mean, just alone, just forget the buyers, that's awesome. And that's a big part of what I teach, how to convert renters into buyers. But
Mhm.
just to do 17 rentals, after a few months of really like, sinking your teeth into this, that's more deals than the average agent does in like a couple years. And you did it in 1 month.
No, yeah, 100%. It's just hard work, consistency, really.
Dude, that's awesome. And all off of Facebook too.
No, yeah, all off of Facebook. A couple off Instagram. So I mean, I kind of consider them the same thing, but mostly all from just Facebook.
Wow, wow, that is
Mhm.
super inspiring, man. Do you have any advice, for an agent that's struggling right now that, because obviously it's not a buyer's market right now, it's really tough for agents. Any advice for them?
So for normal agents, right, that are not focusing on renters, I would say don't sleep on renters, right? Your strategy shows how you can leverage the rental game within, anywhere in the country, because I know some people complain about, oh, but there's no renters in my area. There really is. One thing me and my friends always say is that everyone's a client. Not everyone can buy, but everyone has to rent if they can't buy, right? So just network. A lot of my deals too, and a lot of future deals that are going to come this summer are from networking. I talk to anyone in my city and they're like, oh, my lease is up in 2 months. My lease is up in 3 months. You just network with everyone. That's about it, really. And that's
Jeez.
just for like the agents that are struggling within the buyer side. And then any agent that's looking to get into the rental game or is doing rentals right now, I would say the most important thing is work hard. You have to work long hours. That's just the reality of it. Nothing's easy. You can't build an empire working 4 hours a day, right? Push those 10-hour days and trust me, that's going to change the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome advice, for anybody that's struggling right now. And believe it or
Mhm.
not, most agents are kind of struggling right now, which
Yeah.
is very unfortunate. And I tell agents all the time, like, just get into the rental game, like if you just copy what I do, like it's an obvious example of what could be done anywhere. It's any part of the country that pays you a rental commission, you can do this and you can make a lot of money. I mean, obviously some parts of the countries are better than other parts where they're going to pay you a little bit more. But either way, something is better than nothing. If you're making, $1,000, per rental you're doing, and you can do 10 of them in a month, that's still $10,000 that you're going to make. And then you will get the buyers from it. Did you even think you would get that many buyers, this quick from working with renters?
Actually, no, no. I wasn't even expecting to get any buyers at all. So it kind of just got thrown at me. Same thing with the listing. It's like it's not even in my head. I wasn't thinking about it. Next thing you know, they're like, oh, we want to buy, help me buy it. And it's
It,
like, oh, gladly
it,
will.
it just falls in your lap. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah, and it's funny because it's like you would expect like a higher rental price point, but this was like a $1,500 a month rental. And next thing you know, it turned in that check was going to be like $700. Next thing you know, that check turned into $12,000. So I'm just like, oh wow.
Jeez. It happens to me, every single month. It literally, as long as you just, try to convert renters into buyers and watch what happens too later on. After a year goes by, you get all these rentals in. You're probably going to do, way over 100 deals this year. Um, After about a year of that, all these renters then are going to want to start buying properties from you. So you're going to start doing even more buyers just because of that and all the referrals you're getting. So you have like barely just like scratched the surface so far. It's literally only going to go up from here.
No, yeah, 100%. I'm making sure to every 3 months, stay in touch with my renters, always give them value because, like you said, they're either going to rent from you again, they're either going to buy, or most likely, which is already happening right now, they're going to refer you to like 4 to 5 other friends they have that want to rent, which is just more money in your pockets because you did such a good job helping them find a rental.
That's right. Yeah. So you're already seeing the referrals coming in just after a few months, which is awesome.
100%. Yeah.
That's
I just got a text this morning, actually. One of my clients' friends are looking to rent and they're looking to move next month. So I'm just like, oh, wow, easy deal, So
Jeez. And they already trust you because they,
Mhm.
talk to their friend, they put in a good word for you, and
Yeah.
you don't have to like sell yourself at that point. Like you're already in and they're going to be loyal to you.
No, yeah, 100%. It's amazing. That's why I personally love the rental game. And I feel like every agent should at least do some rentals because, like you said, the market isn't so great for realtors right now. And I think rentals are just amazing because everyone has to rent no matter what situation we're in here in the economy.
It's literally a game changer. It really is, So, yeah, Charlie, where can everybody find you?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm mainly just on Instagram. My Instagram is the Charlie Rios. Okay. CharlieRios. Find me there, follow me, DM me any questions. I'm always open to answer them and we can get going from there.
Awesome. Well, Charlie, thank you so much for, coming on and talking to me. Your results are spectacular. I mean, truly incredible, and yeah, anybody that's watching right now, www.richrentals.com, sign up for my program and you can do exactly what Charlie's doing in a few short months.
All right, perfect. See
Bye,
ya.
guys. Take
Bye.
care.